Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here one-to-one. And today, I've got my good friend, Adam. Adam, how are you doing? FUTV. What are you saying, bro?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, mate. Thanks. It's one of them periods again, isn't it? Around United
Yeah.
where we're waiting for something to drop. It's only at this club, I think, mate, that we get
Yeah.
these
It's true.
scenarios 2 or 3 times a bleeding season. But we're in that moment again, and we're all waiting with bated breath, I think, from this meeting from the directors down there in London.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But we are waiting for this meeting to occur. It's apparently it's in Manchester, though, is it not? Is it in Manchester or is
No,
it in
it's
London?
in London, mate. I was
In London.
at Old Trafford yesterday, and I seen
Yeah.
everyone going in, seen the Mercs piling up, seen Sir Alex, Jim Radcliffe.
Yeah.
We were all there
Big
yesterday,
men.
but that was apparently for the stadium stuff and the general sort of stuff
Yeah.
around the development side of things. Today, according to the Athletic, is the crunch one where
The
everything
D-Day.
is going to be brought up, including Mr. Ten Hag.
Bro, you know what it is? You're right, man. Why is it that Man United fans are the ones who have to wait every single time? Like, we got to wait for signings. We got to wait for new managers. We got to wait for sackings. We got to wait for announcements, owners. Like, bro, like, we are one of the most patient fan bases, like, generally. Like, people say, oh, but Saeed or Adam, or you're a bit too not patient. We are patient. We're
Yeah.
waiting. We're managing us in 14. Today, yeah, I've gone to the barbershop today, yeah. And I'm not even lying to you. I've been stopped by about 3 or 4 people. When's he going? When's he going? I said, I don't know.
Mate,
Your guess is as good as mine.
same today. Like literally in the gym, phone's going off. Like my brother's messaging me, like, tell me he's gone. Tell me he's gone. Like other people, opposition fans, like
Yes.
I cannot believe that he's still here. That's the worst one that I get. Like, all
Yeah.
the time. It's like they're all laughing at us and they're all saying, like, I just hope that he does stay. I hope that it carries on this circus because opposition fans know that if we get it right, then we could bounce back. We could get back up there. But while Ten
Bro.
Hag is in situ, I think everyone else is safe, mate.
You know what? It's so true, That's the reality, though. Because I was on a big six last night, and when they're not even bantering you, that's when you know it hits a new low. When the bantering about United and Ten Hag stops, you know what I mean? That's when you know it's like you're in a pity state. You're in a sorry state because you're no relevance to them. You're no threat to them. You're not even like, they're not even looking at you like, yeah, man, what are you lot going to do with your attack and your midfield and your leaky defense and, playing Johnny Evans, who, like I said, is a 36-year-old who is past his best and yet still is performing at a better standard than everyone else. Like, what are you lot to us? And that's what Ten Hag has made us. Let's be honest, guys. Ten Hag has made us feel like we can't put our chest out for United. I want to put our chest out. I want to say, you know what? We're having you today. We're going to beat you today. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We got this player. We got that player. But we can't even have that chest on this manager.
No,
We
you can't, mate. You can't. You're going in with pure hope that something's going to happen, but you can't go in like what, say, a Liverpool fan, City, or an Arsenal fan going into these games. When you do the big six, like you'll be going up against everybody else.
Yeah.
And they're coming at you with tactics. They're coming at you with plans. Certain players going to do this to your man. That player's going to do this in this game. What have we got? We're like, well, no, Rashford might smash one in from 30 yards, and then we could just put Johnny Evans at the back and hold out for 90 minutes. It's not sustainable, is it? It really isn't. And Ten Hag has made us this way, and I feel like he is a big part of why the standards are dropping at this football club.
Facts.
Manager after manager after manager, and all of a sudden, everyone decided that we had to cling on to this manager. I don't know why he's getting more favour from the fan base than other managers. I really don't. Maybe it's because we've had 10 years of it plus now, and we've just had enough, and fans are like, I've got to stick by someone. It's not that. That's not real. That's not the real world. Someone just said to me on a live show, look where Sir Alex Ferguson finished here, 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 and here. And this is why you need to be clinging on to a manager. And my response to that was, sorry, no. Why are we insulting what Sir Alex Ferguson built by forgetting about the foundations he did in doing all of that and building a future for his football club and putting us back on the map? Are we just going to say, all right, forget all of that. Let's just do it all again? And what Sir Alex Ferguson built? Like, don't bring Sir Alex Ferguson into the equation. He's got nothing to do with what Ten Hag is doing with this team right now. 600 million. You can't even bring the Glazers into the argument right now.
Bro,
2 and a bit years, 600 million spent. There needs to be results. And if there's not, then like in any walk of life or business, someone will have to suffer and someone will pay the price. Things need to change. They're the facts. That's reality. Get to grip with it, I say, and just move on. You need to. Otherwise, you'll just be left for dead and we will be bantered forever and a day, mate.
No, 100%, man. You spot on. It's like, I don't know. Because we were talking about on the shows last night. We're like, oh, maybe there's an upturn in form. Gary Neville talks about he might be relieved of time now and he should be good. But I'm like, bro, we got West Ham, Brentford, Fenerbahce, Chelsea in there. I mean, does it get any easier? Does it get any easier when we struggle to beat a Southampton? Let's be honest. I know it was 3-0, but the first 35 minutes were tough. Crystal Palace, yeah, we should have took our chance in the first half, but we tailed off in the second half. Like, every single game has been tough this season. So you think and 3 more games against a Mourinho team who wants to put the final nail in the coffin? You want a Mourinho to do that?
You look at the situation with the Europa League that you just explained there, Saeed, like to finish in that top 8, 15 points, that's the sort of mark in that new format for the Champions League and Europa League, whichever you look at. If United don't get the win against Fenerbahce, even if it's a draw, you've got 3 points with 5 games left to play. You pretty much have to win, 4 of them to guarantee your space, your spot in that top 8.
Yeah.
You're already running out of games. Yes, the games become easier. I'm not going to lie. Like the first 3 games. Yeah.
FC20.
I know. That completely defeats the argument, doesn't it, in a way? But still, like, you say it again, but FC20, the lowest ranked side that we could have played at home in the competition, you'd expect us to beat them, but no, we didn't. So yeah, when you're falling behind in that competition with the caliber of teams that are in it, no disrespect, when you are going up against your next opponents in the Premier League who have scored more than you have all season in 1 game this season, who have got a striker who scored more than your whole squad this season. You just have to look at
that is damning, Adam. That is damning.
It is, mate. That's the obvious what we're on about. We're talking about Brentford's not that much of an easy game. No, it's a bleeding 6-pointer. That's what it is already. We need to win it.
They've lost Ivan Toney. They got no Wisa. Imagine our fan base if we never had, I don't know, Bruno and Rashford or someone like that. They'll be like, yo, you're taking a piss here. What are you doing here? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean, bro? Like, they would have done that. Let's be honest.
Yep. Yeah,
let's be honest.
Knives have been sharpened, mate, and they've been baying for blood. They would. But everyone else adapts. I don't know why we cannot do it. And you just got to be, like I said then, that the reality, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be like brutally honest with yourself. Like, where are we actually at? Are these players that bad? They're clearly not.
They're not.
Because Ten Hag has even managed to get something out of them on certain occasions.
Mm.
But really, like where we are right now, how we're playing, no matter which way that INEOS were looking at Ten Hag and hoping it would improve, every single aspect of it has failed. So there's no progression in style of play. The results are shit. We're falling down the table. The stats are worse than they've ever been. We're breaking Premier League records. So whatever way you wanted to sort of fight the Ten Hag corner and why INEOS kept him in the summer, even INEOS have to be honest with themselves and say, look, yeah, it might not be about results like that statement that came out. We want to see progression on the pitch. Well, that's failed as well because there is none, because he's give up on his progression on the pitch just to keep himself in the job by bringing all the old players back to stink out a draw to save his job against Villa. So Villa, you know what, nothing for me.
Just on that point, like saving your job against Villa, that's where we've come to now. The fact that a point against a Villa team who were knackered on the weekend, who had several key players out, we're saying 2 draws to save this point, when reality, let's talk about 2 points dropped against Porto, 2 points dropped against Villa. Like, why is the mindset change where United can't go to a ground and be like, you know what? United should be aiming to get 3 points there. It's a tough ground. I'm not saying Villa's a shit team, but I'm like, it's like tough point, guys. Like, it's almost like it's like Newcastle or whatever going to Aston Villa now. We are that team now where a point is seen as a good result now. That's the reality.
We should be talking the way we are about getting that good point against Villa if we're doing our job elsewhere. So we beat Southampton, we beat Palace, and we beat Spurs. It's not that much of an ask. No disrespect. If you do that, then we can talk like this and getting a point at Villa, and it's well done. But everyone's talking about Villa saving his job. It's like, no, this should just be a run-of-the-mill game that United tactically just fought out and got through into the international break, having done their jobs already. But the bigger picture tells you that we're not doing the simple things. We're not doing what we should be doing. So don't go and celebrate what looks like a good result just because you've managed to get a point out of Villa, which is a tough game. Don't go over the top with it. Don't forget what had happened before. And we've taken from this period of games, 5 points out of 12. We dropped another 7 points. And we've scored none in the last 3 games.
That one there, bro, is crazy when you deep it. No goals in the last 3 games, man. Like, at home, we scored 1 goal. Bro, I don't even get up at Old Trafford anymore, man. I swear down, Adam. I just sit there and I'm like, you know, when you're hovering over the people that stand up in front of you. That's what I do now because I'm like, I don't see a goal coming. 1 goal at Old Trafford.
No, we need excitement back. I
need
can't
excitement,
like,
bro.
Honestly,
on,
sitting here now, what we on the 8th of October, and I had to go back to my birthday in August when I last celebrated a league goal at Old Trafford. I'm like 2 months further on down the line, and we've not scored a goal.
No,
I'm scratching my head. I'm like, wow. Even in the Europa League, man. I mean, you can bring Barnsley into it if you want, but the Europa League, 1 goal, and that was a tasty one from Ericsson at that.
Yeah.
It was a worldie. You look at, and the whole thing right now is all about Ten Hag and everything.
Yeah.
And people are tired of it. We're tired of it. We don't want to be talking about it constantly, mate.
No,
we want to be cheering the team on, which we do on the day, but we want to be talking about them in a positive, way after the game as well. But it's just not there. The obvious thing that INEOS need to do right now is give the fan base some hope by making that positive decision and that big call that we thought we were never going to get by a football structure or people that were running this football club. We used to always wait forever and a day for someone to make a decision like Woodward or Arnold or Murto. It was just run like it was run like a sham, wasn't it? It was ridiculous. Now, all the hope we had with this new structure, the best in class coming in, if they don't make the call, it's just going to put that.
Bro, I'm telling you now,
into people's minds.
Facts. And not only that, it's also not a good look when rival fans are saying, well, what's this INEOS that you were talking about with the structure? You know, my Big Steve, Omar Berrada, you know, Omar Berrada, what's he doing? Dan Ashworth, you literally had to, we have to pay compensation. You had to leave for a year. Like, bro, the amount of struggle we had to get you. Jason Wilcox had to leave his job. Southampton, written some kind of almost like, salty message leaving behind. Look at the struggle we had to get all of these guys, but yet the struggle to get a manager out of a job, which is so, like, the staunchest Ten Hag will say, you know what? Fair enough. He's gone and you can't blame him. You can't blame the board for making that decision. That's where we're at. That's why I'm like, what is this meeting about? Because it's like, you don't need a meeting for 8th place. Yes, I get it. You need to have a discussion, etc., protocol. But bro, when they put meeting, you've literally had a 2.5-week review. You're literally right now, you're not looking good right now, INEOS, because you had a 2.5-week break, making everyone wait for no reason. You're letting everyone wait for 2 weeks for no reason. Because you're not gonna put out a statement saying we back this manager. Are they? Are they gonna write a statement saying we back this manager?
I think something has to come out in terms of this. Like, I don't think it'll come from the actual club. I think it'll come through the media. I think that's what we'll find out. I don't think the club necessarily are too bothered about United fans. I mean, they just look at it like we're just doing our jobs. We'll just say what we want to say, and in the end, we'll have to just wait for the media to bring out what results come from it. And the only thing we're going to get is that Ten Hag is still in the job. They're not going to make a statement about it. It's just like he hasn't been sacked, and we move on. Simple as
that. Bro, I can't move on, bro. I swear down, bro. If we move on from this and we go into October, like, and you know what the thing is, right? It's almost as if you can't. I'm not saying you can't celebrate, because you should always celebrate your team winning, but like, it's like, for how long though? How long are we gonna have this constant battle of we win a game, back down to reality? You go to against a big six club. We got, I think, Chelsea at home. They batter us because they're the only team that's not battered us, by the way. Every other team under Ten Hag, Liverpool, I think maybe Arsenal haven't battered us, I think, at home. So it's only really Arsenal and Chelsea that are the left ones to batter us. Do we need to see another Old Trafford drumming? Do we need to see another performance where the manager looks clueless and he keeps talking about progress, and when there's no progress? Do we need to talk do we need to keep panning the camera to Ruud van Nistelrooy? Do we need to do all of this? Press conferences, so agitated, and just, you don't need to do all of this. Like, it just feels like the beginning, it's at the end now. And it's like, just make the call, and let everyone just live. Because I'm tired, man. I'm tired of making videos about Ten Hag, bro. I really am. I want to move on. I want to talk about a new manager coming in with a new set of ideas, new plan. And also, I added there, this culture, because someone messaged me just right now, I think they said something about culture. We don't want to become that culture where we sack and hire managers. I'm like, what do you mean, what culture?
It's not a culture. It's reality. I just said it a minute ago. Why is football any different to any other business on the planet? Exactly. It's all about results. If you don't improve, someone has to pay the price. And just because the manager's job is highlighted, he's the one that speaks to the media, he's in charge of the squad, like, he's just as important as every other cog in this wheel.
Yeah.
And he's the only one, by the way, that's survived. Everyone else has changed. There's no such thing as a culture of sacking and hiring managers. You look at what all the other big clubs in Europe have done in the same period of time, like the last 10 years. You match them all up to United. United have probably had less managers than all of them. And they've all been successful. We've not. They've all been competing for the league title, every single one of them in their own divisions. And we're moaning about being a sacking club. Look, you don't have to look far to see that this is the norm. Right now, yes, Pep Guardiola and the Premier League, to argue the point, has probably got some long-serving managers more than any other league on the planet. Yeah. It has. And that's only because it is the pinnacle. Everybody wants to be in the Premier League. So all of the best are here. And if the best are here, there's a better chance that they're going to survive longer. But to find the best, you have to move around and chop and change until you get the right one. It's like when you're single, isn't it? You're going to go on many dates, aren't you, before you find your wife?
Yeah, you find the right one. Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't happen overnight, true, mate, does it?
No.
So you've got to just, it's the wrong phrase, but you've got to play the field a little bit, aren't you, in terms of like trying to find the right man that's got what it takes to handle whatever that club has got, whatever the expectation levels are, whatever the standards are. There's one manager out there to fit Manchester United. We just got to find him. It will work.
And that's one there. I think, I don't know whether this is true or not, but this news coming out that Tuchel is not the manager that United are looking at. There's reports that he is the right manager. Do you reckon it's just a case of they don't know who right now they want, and I don't know, like, because they tried in the summer and they failed at it. Do you reckon they just don't want to be rejected again?
I think what it is, like, they do want Tuchel. Tuchel is their main man.
Yeah.
It's who they want. But Tuchel didn't agree to INEOS's terms and how they want to work in the structure. The only reason Ten Hag's in the job is because he's on his old contract. I don't think he would have stayed if it was one of the INEOS contracts, because he probably would have been like other managers. This is why I feel it's going to be like someone like Van Nistelrooy as an interim until we go out and find the next manager now. I feel like Tuchel does want to come to Manchester United. He's open to it, but the news going around is that we just haven't made another offer for him, because I don't think INEOS would change. And you know what? I don't want INEOS to change their approach for Thomas Tuchel. They have to set the standard now. If Tuchel wants to come to United and work under INEOS' structure, that's what I want to see. I don't want INEOS doing what the old regime did, in bending over backwards to give manager power that he shouldn't have, and us go down another road of the manager completely disrupting what philosophy this club really wants to go for. INEOS made the statement when they came in. They said, we are going to determine how United play, and the manager has to fit into it. If Tuchel can't fit within the structure, then Tuchel's not the main man. He's not the man. As much as I want him, I have to stand by what INEOS' statement was and what the problem has been. Barcelona don't change their culture or philosophy. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG. The manager comes in, he has to fit them. This is exactly the right move to make with INEOS. And I like what Tuchel does, and I think he would fit at United. But if he doesn't work for INEOS, we have to back that horse. Unfortunately, there is someone there that will. I mean, for you, like Xavi, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? Someone like that who's used to working at a big club and understands the structure and a philosophy status. That there, do you know what I mean? That's been brought to me before. Like, I would look at that and go, you know what? Maybe he would be interested in the job.
Yeah.
Because there is a definite style of football there. Have we got the caliber of player to play Xavi football? There's probably a few players in there that can do it.
Yeah. Of course.
There is. There's some quality young players coming through. And what's he used to dealing with? Quality academy players from Barcelona coming through. You know what? There is always someone there that INEOS can go out there and get. And if it is Van Nistelrooy, I don't want it to be all the way through to the end of the season. I'm not saying that he isn't good enough. I hope he surprises me.
Yeah.
Make the decision now. Deal with the problem at hand, which is Ten Hag. Get him gone. And then deal with the next problem. You've got Ruud to step in to give you time. And that's okay. So people don't sack Ten Hag because we don't know who we're going to bring in and there's no one there. No, don't think about the next problem. Deal with the one at hand and then deal with the next bit when you come to it. Let's get the obvious, if you've got a leak, you're not going to go and throw the water out of the room that's leaked into there first. You're going to go to the stop tap and the source, aren't you?
Source, yeah, absolutely.
Stop the main issue and then deal with the aftermath afterwards. That's what you've got to do. So
it's mad as well. Yeah, no Champions League football as well next year if we don't get top 4. And it's like you're sacrificing a lot here, man, because Adidas deal then halves. You got FFP problems and whatnot. Like I'm surprised. Like the season is still young. Yeah, I'm surprised they're even taking this long to sack him. Like, you know what I mean? You've literally got this season to make sure you get back into that top 4.
Bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry to interrupt you there, mate.
No, go for it.
Like, people don't look into the finer detail. They look at the obvious that's in front of them. This ruling that the Premier League and Manchester City are going with right now has massive implications for Manchester United as well. Because what it will do is put tax onto the investment of the owners or the stakeholders in football clubs from what they have been able to do before and get away with against PSR and financial fair play. So, for instance, Jim Radcliffe's investment into Manchester United now taxable or now deductible or can actually affect what Manchester United get away with PSR. That ruling is now being changed by the Premier League. Yeah, City didn't win everything, but it goes down to minor little details like that. 10 million off the Adidas deal. The second year for the first time ever post Alex Ferguson that we haven't been in the Champions League. No Champions League money when that money's gone through the roof. Manchester United having to get rid of big players because they need to balance the books. There's no way of progress from that. You need to be able to add to what you've got, not take away from what you've got.
Take away from exactly.
Everything right now is pointing in the wrong direction, like what the Athletic did in the ELO stats for Manchester United in terms of the strength of the opponent that we play against and the results against that is the lowest it's ever been post Sir Alex Ferguson under Ten Hag. Everything is on a downward spiral. And if INEOS have got any hope in being that structure and that powerhouse and the ownership model that takes United forward, they need to act now. Maybe a month you could get away with it. If it's the November international break, I don't want it to be, but worst case scenario, they cling on to it again and it all goes wrong. Before the end of the year, Ten Hag will be out of the door at Manchester United. I'm convinced of it because, like I said, if he manages to prove me wrong, I'll gladly take the L, 100%.
I mean,
but I've been saying it for months, mate. I've been saying it for months. And it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's almost like you just know it's guaranteed not to happen because there's so much kind of flaws in his game where it's just not manageable. But just to kind of end it, Adam, do you believe Ten Hag will be sacked?
I do. I do. I do. I look at everything. I've crunched numbers. I've looked at every stat. I've looked at every sort of possibility. I even went back and did a piece before on Dan Ashworth and what he said at Newcastle on how not to overreact in short-term losses and look at the bigger picture. And yeah, let's look at the short-term losses. But then, like the MEN said in this article, the bigger picture is the bigger problem at Manchester United. He's had 2 years and things are just getting worse. So it's not an overreaction now. It's what's been coming for years. And that's how you have to look at it. So that's why I feel like they will make a decision. But there's still that bit of me. Like I said last night when we were talking, I think they may just drag it out a little bit longer. But I think he'll be gone before Christmas, 100%.
Oh, listen, it is what it is, people. Listen, guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Adam, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Links in the title, FU TV. Doing big stuff over there. Road to 100K for Adam. And yeah, we wait. It is the waiting game. Will Ten Hag be sacked?